Hello, and thank you for tuning in. It's a holiday weekend here in Japan, but once again the weather's let me down. So I think it's a good opportunity to show you the kit I have been using up to now, and I'm going to use in the coming 2 or 3 years to make my next documentary series. As you may know, in a recent clip I said that my computer was letting me down because it was only a 4GB Asus computer, and the software on it, Microsoft Windows 10 with added bloatware, and the Microsoft Edge operating system was slowing my computer down to the point where it was practically unusable. And when I was just about to give up on it and just try making all my clips on my new $100 Umidigi smartphone, I was offered an update to Microsoft Edge, and miraculously my computer speeded up a little bit. Don't get me wrong, it's not lightning fast now, but it's usable. Whereas before, from starting up the computer to getting on a YouTube clip could take 5 minutes or more, now it takes about a minute. I can edit and produce clips in a reasonable amount of time, and the computer is usable. It seems faster because I had to put up for several months with an incredibly slow computer. It's not incredibly slow anymore. It's perhaps a bit on the slow side, but it's usable. I'm really happy about that because I really didn't want to go out and buy a new computer. So if it behaves with the new Microsoft Edge operating system the way it has been for the last week or two, I'll be fairly happy with that for the time being. And here I am back in my Japanese style room. Not in Japan, I'm in Miles Platting. I'm just highly pretentious. Okay, but let me show you the actual gear I use to make clips. You may be already familiar with my Panasonic HCV 360 camcorder, which I've been using for 3 years. I've made 2 documentary series with, and I still love to bits. It really is the flagship of my filmmaking collection. But in the last 18 months or so I have bought some stills cameras too. So let me show you what they are. Whenever I decide to go out on a shoot, I think very carefully what I need for that shoot, and then I work on this premise.
Take only what you need to survive.
Now often when people show you what's in their camera bag, it is an actual purpose-built camera bag. I don't need that because my camera gear is not that big, and I don't take it all out together anyway at any particular time. Let's have a look what's in my bag. Now, as I say, this isn't a specific bag for cameras. Cameras go in depending on which cameras I need on which day, and there's plenty of room for things like sandwiches, umbrellas, maps, drink bottles and other things in there too. So let's have a look at the small bags I use to put my camera gear in. Now in this Charlie Brown bag, which just for reference you can see is no bigger than my outstretched hand, is a Pentax QS1 compact system camera. I've had it just over a year, and because the crop on it isn't quite as severe as the previous Pentax Q and Pentax Q10 cameras, I use the QS1 generally for video work and when I'm using wider lenses like the one attached to it now, the Q08 wide angle lens, extremely wide at the wide end, nice quality images too. So the widest I can go in my photography is 17.5mm, and I'm pretty happy with that. Also in the Woodstock bag, which I can fit inside the Charlie Brown bag, is my prime lens, a Pentax Q01 Prime, which if you put on a Pentax Q is a full frame equivalent of 47mm, slightly shorter on a QS1. It's a very, very good and fast lens. aperture 1.9, so it's good if you're taking pictures when the light's not great, and also if you walk up to something and frame it with things behind it in the distance, you can get a shallow depth of field. It's not impossible to get shallow depth of field with small cameras, especially if you can detach the lenses and put on fast lenses like I can. So I do have other lenses which I'll show you now. In addition to the Q08 wide angle and the Q01 prime lens, I have a Q02 standard zoom lens, which in itself is very wide. At its widest angle on the Pentax QS1, 23mm. It's a 3x zoom lens. I think if you're just walking around on a random day, not taking pictures of anything particular, the 02 lens is a really good lens to stick on your camera. Very versatile. Good for wide shots, good for short zoom. Fairly fast. Maximum aperture of 2.8, which slows down a little bit if you zoom into something, but even then it doesn't slow down massively. I think 4.5 it slows down to. In addition to the 08, 01 and the 02, I have a 03 fisheye lens, which it's very, very good. I don't use it as much as I did when I first got it, but I might start using it again because I was really happy with the pictures I did get. I actually got it with the 01 and the 02 lens when I first bought a Pentax Q camera, and I'll show you that Pentax Q camera now because I still use it. It's my designated camera for using with my 06 telephoto lens, which I bought separately from Amazon around a year ago. But when I bought this Pentax Q camera from the Onuki second-hand camera shop in Yokohama, I got with it 3 lenses: the 01 prime, the 02 wide to short zoom, and the 03 fisheye. So now I usually use it with the 06 telephoto zoom, which goes out on the Pentax Q to about 249mm, which is great. Get a really nice shallow depth of field. But if I want something beyond that, there are no Pentax Q mount lenses that take me beyond 249mm. So I do occasionally use a Pentax K mount 50mm to 200mm zoom lens with K to Q adapter. Not a lot, and when I do, it's always on a tripod with a lens mount, but at least it is an option if I really do need a lot of zoom. So that takes my zoom capabilities out to 1100mm with the equipment that I have. Oh, and of course Pentax 07 lens, which is basically just a mount shield to cover and protect your sensor, but you can use it like a pinhole camera, so that can be nice fun sometimes too. I've enjoyed a couple of trips out with that. Oh, and a snazzy old but mint condition cine camera lens, which I can use on my Q cameras with a cheap but useful adapter that I bought. And of course, I must say, I occasionally use my flip phone camera, as I have today, to take pictures, because although the image quality is not great, the autofocus lock and the zoom are both quite decent, and it's something I always carry with me, so I get my use out of it, and it keeps me off the internet. I don't want to be sitting there on the train on the way to work surfing the internet when I can do other things like plan my day or learn a bit of Japanese. The only other camera I've got, and I bought it because I was hoping that Pentax made a macro lens for the Q system, and in the end they didn't. So I bought a second-hand Ricoh GR Digital 3 for $50 because it has a specific macro function. But as a nice bonus, I found out that the image quality of the Ricoh GR Digital 3 is absolutely outstanding. I was on a photo shoot around the time I got it, earlier this year, before the coronavirus crisis really kicked in, and I was out at the Uraga Channel, which leads from the Pacific into Tokyo Bay, and I was taking pictures with the GR Digital 3 just on auto mode, and I was really happy with the image quality. I think it's a fantastic camera. So thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Once again, I thank you!